struggle and make the sacrifices necessary to raise healthy, well-adjusted, contributing members of society. I mean, what's the point of that? What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer, and welcome back to my channel, where today we are talking about the continuing Vlogmas of Alexandra Rodriguez.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Yes, I'm afraid so. Vlogmas, if you're unfamiliar, is the month of December leading up to Christmas, where vloggers, YouTubers who video log their lives, for whatever reason, put out a video every day. And it's not out of the goodness of their hearts. It's out of wanting to make more money on YouTube. Even this little channel sees an increase in income during the month of December. Anyway, as you may imagine, the people of Reddit have plenty of things to say about Alex, because this Vlogmas is no different than the 10 Vlogmases before this. She said this is her 10th year doing Vlogmas. And it's just the same bullshit. Shopping, going to a little craft store Christmas place with her mom, eating, shopping, eating, except with Christmas decor. So it's the same crap. How long can this go on for? Let's see what the people of Reddit think. But first, on every video on this channel, I encourage all animal lovers out there, please consider fostering or volunteering on site for your local animal shelter. They probably have a website with a tab that says get involved or volunteer or something to that effect, and it is so easy, and they would love to have you. Every shelter needs volunteers and fosters, every single one on Earth. I still have my foster Goldie. She's outside in the yard playing with my other two dogs, so I don't have her sitting here with me right now, but I wanted to just briefly say one of my favorite things when I was an on-site volunteer was to spend like a holiday morning at the shelter. One of the best Thanksgivings I ever had was at Austin Pets Alive when they took over the old rundown Town Lake Animal Center here in Austin. It was Thanksgiving. And I went there and I spent most of the day laying down in a kennel with an old pit bull who was not feeling well. And someone graciously made a whole Thanksgiving spread for the volunteers and put it out. And so we all got to, eat Thanksgiving stuff. And I got to spend the day making one little soul feel better and feel loved. And I also really enjoyed, if you go get your coffee on a Saturday morning and then go to the shelter and walk dogs for a couple of hours. It just gives you such a feeling, such a rewarding feeling that you have made a difference in the lives of these little souls. So please give it some thought and make 2026 the year that you become a volunteer. Do it for the animals. You won't be disappointed. Thanks. Okay, so this video is titled Have Yourself a Trashy Little Christmas, because as Radiant Recording 47 here says, Vlogmas is trash. And this year, Alex seemed to think she was going to make some groundbreaking content by dragging her toddler to New York City so he could lay in a stroller while she walked around with her husband and they stuffed their faces. That's supposed to be entertaining content? I don't know. Anyway, Radiant Recording says, Vlogmas is trash. Her entire Vlogmas has been her and Nancy shopping while Anderson is in daycare. Yeah, that's the other part of it. So she did this little weekend trip to start Vlogmas with, and she thought she was going to hook everybody into watching the rest of Vlogmas. And the rest of it has just been the same crap, except with Christmas stuff. I don't understand why people watch this. Now, people watch all kinds of bullshit. I mean, I spend some days with like police body cam videos playing, but just watching Alex eat and watching Nancy eat and watching Alex's husband Yar eat and watching Alex avoid being around her child. And God, it's really sad is what it is. Radiant Recording goes on. Alex preaches that this is her favorite season and how magical it is, yet she isn't spending any of it with her own child. Yeah, it's really bizarre. She said that her 16-month-old toddler has no interest in the Christmas tree or the lights or the decorations or anything. This poor child, he does seem like he's very delayed. And I don't have kids, so I don't really can't contribute to that conversation, but moms out there and moms on Reddit have been sounding the alarm practically since this poor boy was born, that Alex is a neglectful mother and she has a weird fetish with keeping him a baby because it's so obvious. Alex talked about wanting to have a baby all her life and craving motherhood all her life. And it really is like she wanted a baby as an accessory. She didn't want to have a family, raise children, struggle and make the sacrifices necessary to raise healthy, well-adjusted, contributing members of society. I mean, what's the point of that? Anyway, they go on. It's worse because this is Anderson's first holiday season where he's actually aware of what's going on. As a mama to 2 kids, I can't imagine having the option to be a stay-at-home mother and be with them every second, but instead choosing to send them to daycare so I could shop and get my hair and nails done. She could be doing holiday crafts with him and so much more, and simply making memories with her child. But instead, she chooses herself. It's honestly so sad. Yeah, and it's honestly so predictable at this point because we're talking about this woman who was so enamored with the idea of being a mother and giving birth and having a baby and having everyone's attention be on her because she is the magnanimous mama to this darling infant. And now she started his life. She, like, within a week of this kid being born, she's taking this infant to department stores to shop for the same bullshit she shopped for the past 10 years. I just do not get it. She did not have any of the nesting instincts when the newborn is there, how you just don't want to leave them. You don't want to have them out of your sight. I mean, to tell you the truth, I sort of get that way when I have a new puppy in the house. And that's a puppy, you know? I'm not going to take it. Puppies are the same. They don't have an immune system yet. They can't regulate their body temperature. I wouldn't be dragging them around in a department store with all the germs. I don't know why I'm getting so riled up about this, but it's just unbelievable to me. She does not have any maternal instinct. That's wild when you think of it. Someone who planned on getting married and having kids their whole life, and then this is her behavior, and she just thinks it's completely normal and is telling all of us that we're the crazy ones. We are not the crazy ones. Okay, comments on this one. Pink Lover Girl said, the what do I do after seeing Santa tells you all you need to know about her as a parent. Yes, and we will get into that right now. So the infamous Santa video was this week. Alex and her mother, Nancy, went to the mall to see the mall Santa, and here is Alex, who claims to be like a size 14 now or something. Clearly not the case. But that's 8 million other videos where we talk about her stupid use of filters and denying it. Anyway, as you can see, she is larger than the guy playing Santa Claus. But what happened was she brought her 16-month-old Anderson, which, you know, babies that age, they don't really know what Santa is. They're probably going to be freaked out by it. Just walk by and let them wave. And then when they're old enough and they know what's going on, then take them to get the picture done. But no, Alex has to make everything about making memories. So she barely put the kid on Santa's lap, and apparently Anderson started crying. A normal reaction from a little baby who doesn't know who this crazy looking guy in a red suit is. But Alex lost her shit, grabbed him, and went scurrying back to her mother saying, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Your infant is just a little upset about being put on Santa's lap, just like probably 10,000 other kids that day. And you don't know what to do about your baby crying? How is this woman allowed to be a mother? And yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. I watch 8 gazillion true crime channels. Alex is far from the worst parent out there. Obviously, this is a case where it's not blatant, obvious abuse. No child is, black and blue and being beaten and being harmed and being starved and being locked in a room with nothing. I mean, that's not what this is. This is just someone who just abjectly refuses to learn anything about being a mother and who doesn't have a natural instinct to be a mother, and who just admitted to the general public that she was just going to let her instincts kick in with regard to parenthood. It's so sick. Anyway, so that's the Santa story. So, that same day, Real Cry 720 posted this: a clueless mother. I really want to give Grace as much as possible, but after this Santa incident, I am more certain that she has no concept of how to handle her child and does not regularly soothe him. Yeah, that's pretty blatantly obvious. Or even have experience trying to understand him and his needs. Saying, what do I do? What do I do? When your child barely started crying. Yeah, you can't even really hear Anderson cry in the video. It's not like he started throwing a fit and making this ridiculous scene. He was just a little kid getting upset. And she couldn't handle it. And that is just terrifying. Saying, what do I do when your child barely started to cry in a very normal setting for a child to be scared or nervous is telling. I'm guessing she mostly hands him off or just lets him cry in another room when this happens at home. We have seen her hand him to Yarman when he makes a little peep. Yeah, there was a scene where she was holding Anderson and Yar was standing there, and it was in the evening, and little Anderson rubbed his eye or something, and immediately Alex had to give him to his father. And Yar acted like he was trained to take the baby whenever the baby was acting like a baby. Real Cry goes on. And she'll say, oh, it's starting, or something to that effect. I am also irritated that she claims he had colic at the beginning of his life. As a full-time mom who actually had a baby with diagnosed colic, it's not for the faint-hearted. Additionally, it threw me directly into trying to find ways to soothe my baby because little one was screaming their head off. Even though it broke my heart when my baby would cry, I stopped having major panic when he did because it was happening so often, and I had to find a way to settle his tummy or make him feel calm. Alex shaking and sweating and stuff when her child cries tells me she never adjusted to having to adapt and help her kiddo. Ain't that the truth? I mean, that does not bode well for Anderson's future, that his mother doesn't have the emotional capacity to bond with him from what we've seen in Alex's videos. Obviously we only see what she chooses to post, but when you choose to post what she chooses to post, you can only assume what the fuck is going on with what she's not posting. Someone who deleted their account said, Alex is not emotionally regulated and she's unwell mentally. Yes, exactly. She will never have an appropriate response when it comes to her son because she's a psychological mess and a perfect example of women who should not have children. Yes. I posted a meme on Facebook once that said, I come from a long line of people who shouldn't have had children, but did. And I am sorry to say that Anderson is one of those people as well. Any ad said she cannot cope with him not being quiet or asleep, and that's why you see her so anxious when she's out with him. Anderson seems to exist in two states at home, napping or in daycare. In my opinion, when you see them at home and she's wearing the headphones, he's awake, either crying or just making some noise. Yeah, she's got these noise-canceling headphones that we see her wear when she puts the baby down for a nap. And she puts a noise machine on and closes his door and puts noise-canceling headphones on. I don't understand that. How the fuck do you call yourself a mother when that's how you behave? You don't even want to deal with your baby crying? That's the whole point. That's your whole job as a mother, is to tend to your children's needs and soothe them when they need it, so they learn to soothe themselves. Why am I yelling? Oh my God. Any ad goes on. She has no idea how to soothe him, so she soothes herself with food or drowns him out with headphones. Again, this is my opinion and allegedly and entertainment purposes only. Take it away, Dookie Dingleberry. Okay, so on the previous post, I wanted to read this comment from Background Cup 4088. She has done nothing related to actual Christmas activities in this Vlogmas. Yeah, it's pretty much just her and Nancy shopping and eating. Like, literally, that's every single video. Vlogmas is just her posting the same shit she does every day in different locations. She made New York City boring. And all she's done is gone places to touch everything and eat. Yes, this was another point of contention, is that Alex and Nancy spent like the first week of Vlogmas laughing and cackling over how sick they both were. And they're both in stores touching everything, touching the baby. It's, why did someone let them out of their cage, you know? This was supposed to be her 10th year of Vlogmas, and even that part wasn't true. Oh, big surprise. The hype died as soon as she posted day one. Not that we expected much anyway, but damn. She's done nothing to make Christmas time special for her son, because for some reason, everything has to wait until he's older. Yeah, she's on a kick with putting things off so she can keep him a baby. It's a very strange and dangerous fetish, in my opinion. Until then, I guess he's going to sleep until he's 5. She's so busy trying to counteract everything that's said here about her that she contradicts herself, shows how terrible of a mother she is, and shows how much of a habitual liar she is. Yes, well, we were all well aware of that. In my opinion, Alex is pretty far down the narcissist spectrum. She does not have the emotional capacity to love or really feel compassion. She likes to demonstrate that she does and act out that she does. But in my humble opinion, there's nobody in there. And narcissists are known to lie. It's their stock and trade. They go on. She hasn't even gone to Christmas lights at the zoo or something family friendly for Anderson, because December is all about her manifesting for a girl that she isn't even pregnant with yet. And I hope never happens. Yeah, you and me both, Background Cup, and the rest of us. I mean, if there is a God who loves children, do not let this woman get pregnant again. And I hope never happens. She has no bond with Anderson and thinks he's automatically supposed to be attached to her, which he isn't. Yeah, you can tell. I mean, I don't even have kids, and I'm certainly not a body language expert, but when she's holding that baby and his little arm is just hanging down, like he's not holding her hair, he's not touching her, reaching for her, nothing. It's, like I said, it's fucking terrifying. She has no bond with Anderson and thinks he automatically... They go on. Even when she's doing her morning eggs with him, he still looks for Yar and never makes eye contact with her. Yeah, that's sad. But when Yar steps in the room, he wants his dad and reaches for him, which I know enrages her that he won't perform for the cameras unless she's forcibly holding him close to her, as shown with her forcing kisses on him in previous vlogs. Vlogmas reveals more and more about her each day, but she still has people backing her 100% for being a shitty human being, so she will continue to display the same behaviors over and over again. Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So she's just going to keep making the same crap content until something happens. And with her personality, I mean, in my humble opinion, it's only a matter of time before something happens. And that something could be anything. It doesn't have to be something horribly tragic. You know, it could be her husband snapping out of his fucking stupor and getting his kid out of that house. And of course, it wouldn't be Christmas for Alex without a bunch of trashy food. And our friend, Move Suspicious 2108, had this to post. Girl, this smug-faced with your nasty, snarky attitude isn't the clapback at us that you think it is. You're the one who has to carry around 350 pounds, and you're rapidly gaining. Next, you'll tell us to shut the fuck up about your weight. Predictable. If you don't get the reference, probably like a year ago, Alex decided she was never going to talk about her weight again. You would never hear her, and everybody should just shut the fuck up about what she weighs. And then immediately she started doing Weight Watchers to try and lose weight because she's a heifer. or she's trying to get pregnant again or whatever. But there she is eating because she just absolutely has to eat on camera just to fuck with people. It's like all her content is all trolling now, all rage bait. So she mentioned she's not trying to lose weight this month because it's the holidays and her birthday, and she's got to shove all the cake and junk and garbage in her mouth because apparently you can't have Christmas without piles of junk food. Move Suspicious says, YouTube better do something. This girl really is acting like she's untouchable, eating like this on camera. It's 100% rage baiting, gluttoning herself with a smug ass, bitchy attitude, yet she's the one who's big as fuck, laughing my ass off. Girl, it's giving blood clot and diabetes. Joke's on you, bitch. Keep eating. That 400-pound body that you had before gastric bypass is making a comeback. Yeah, it sure will if she keeps this up. I mean, a lot of people think she's on a GLP-1 because she does appear to have lost weight. She certainly on camera is not as heavy as she used to be. But as I've said in other videos, how much of that is filters and Photoshop? Because, you know, even the free version of some editing software will allow you to make yourself look like a totally different person. And that's what she has been doing. And if she would just admit it, then maybe we wouldn't have this campaign to get her off the fucking internet. But she lies, blatantly lies. No filters here, no. And yet, every single freaking week, we get something like this from Alex. And I'm so glad that the folks over on the Alex subreddit do side-by-side comparisons like this, because it really gives you an idea of how deceitful and what a liar she is. And why, you know, if she was doing this and she was, you know, just a person with an Instagram account, no one would care. But she's someone who's been online for 15 years and who has a substantial following and who is just blatantly lying to anyone who accuses her of using filters. So here on the left is a picture from her Instagram where she has removed her chin and made her neck much slimmer, and she's got that smug look on her face like, haha, you can't touch me. And then this is in her vlog, which is what she kind of really looks like, you know, just the giant head, the giant thick neck. I mean, if she doesn't have sleep apnea, then she should be studied because she is a medical anomaly. And then this post was by Naive Elderberry, and they said, shout out to Serrano71, who posted a similar side-by-side. Yeah, the side-by-sides just really drive it home. Some of the comments on this, Far Structure said, she is severely mentally ill. I'd feel bad for her if she wasn't such a trash human. I hope she cuts those bangs. It'll make my year. And the OP said, scientists need to study her brain after she transitions to the other side. I'm stupid phobic said, a mountain of sugar and lies would come out instead of blood. And Far Emphasis wrapped it up by reminding us that which will happen soon. Yes, if Alex does not change her ways, there is diabetes and blood clots in her very near future, and it's not going to be pretty. And that is what I have for you today, guys. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Are you bored to tears with Alex's Vlogmas? I know a lot of us just keep up with her just to waiting for the train wreck to come rolling down the track. And instead, she just keeps on trucking along with this boring shit, the same old, over and over. Somebody's watching it. Somebody's got to be watching it, because I don't think Alex, being that she's such a quitter, she quits everything when it gets hard. I don't think she'd keep vlogging if she wasn't making some decent money doing it. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.